Meditation is all about going within and find out that your thoughts, your beliefs, your ideas, how they were, how wrong they were, how flimsy they were. It is a gradual process of going within, understanding, realizing. Deep reflection is what takes you there. Every single meditation brings you a new change within you. It may be slow, but the change always comes. Efforts in the direction of your soul never fails you. We fail ourselves, but the soul, infinite consciousness, is always there. If someone who remains persistent always finds it. As you go within, you realize the solid presence of the blankness, darkness, which also has awareness, consciousness, peace. And with repeated dips taken in that huge field of inner consciousness, one finds the joys of infinite presence, the existence, and its mysterious formation called life. You may not find all the answers, but the mystery and the beauty and the joy of inner calmness makes you forget all the questions that you might have had. As you transcend, you start realizing that the world that we find outside is fine, nothing wrong with it. But it was our desires to gain something from it, made it ugly. The sansar that we had created within us starts looking like a mistake that you have done. The ignorance, we were running after the world outside, thinking that there will be something that will give us perpetual happiness, security, and your life experiences, if you reflect on them deeply, you realize that outside, whatever is there is changing all the time and creates an illusion that pleasure is right there. It is your anxiousness to receive the pleasure. It's your desire to receive the pleasure is what's making you run and run and run like a mirage in the desert. It never ends. So it was your desires that was making you run. And when you run, you have very good ideas about the future that's coming any minute, any day. It's gonna be yours. And that makes you think that the world is beautiful, which it is. But the beauty of the world is making you run after it. It's your desire that thinks the pleasure will come from the material objects. But as soon as you enjoy them, they start fading. And you, in a short time, you're left with nothing. So to understand this whole process of the mind is meditation. But you're not gonna realize the mud of sansar that we are carrying around with us until you have transcended all these desires, understood the uselessness of these desires. Until you find your infinite Swarup, your own true nature, which is steady, joyful awareness. Until you have realized that, the rest of the things still will look something to run after, something to desire. Meditation is a process of taking a small forceps and scissors and doing the dissection of your own mind, just like we used to operate on the frogs and earthworms, and to ultimately dissect all the components one by one. Same way, the slightest motion of the mind starts becoming detectable, and we realize that the same energy that we were wasting towards the material objects, people, situation, stops running after them, because whatever you desire may come, may not come. But you will be always there to apply the same energy and continue to preserve it and making it the infinite consciousness, existence, which is full of energy and life, and channelize it in a proper direction is meditation. The mud that we have is within us. Outside world is fine. It is living in its own way. It's our desires that makes it ugly. And the desires are within us. Desires are our mistake. So the mud that is lying within us Either you can live in the mud the rest of your life, or put the seeds of spirituality and gradually transcend it. It is the same mud that's going to create the lotus. The lotus is not going to come on its own. The same energy that you were wasting on anger is going to become love. Same energy that you were utilizing for your greed is going to become your giving. All the complexes that you had, superiority complexes, will drop and equality will come. Instead of concentrating your focus on yourself, now the same energy that you were wasting in raising your ego now is going to distribute out to every single creation of the universe. You will love them all because they are all within you. And this is possible only if you find your inner, true, infinite Swarup. So you have to transcend. All your desires will convert into karuna, love for all, friendship for all. Same energy you used to preserve it for taking revenge. Now it becomes an energy to forgive. Spirituality is very complex. The amount of energy that we use to hate someone or take a revenge requires tremendous amount of thinking power to manipulate the world, the material world, and achieve the goal of insulting someone, taking revenge on someone, hating someone. All these are nothing but concentrated energies. And when these concentrated energies come within you, it remains concentrated. Your mind gets stuck on only these objectives. But once you rise above the mind, these disturbances of the mind start easing up. The flow of this infinite consciousness start flowing again. So far, you had concentrated that energy in the form of your own ego. And that was the mud. That's what was smelling horrible. That was like a puddle of water collected in one place and creating nothing but horrible smell. You open up as you go higher. You release this concentrated energy that you are holding on to and let it flow like a beautiful river, beautiful ocean of infinite consciousness. Just drop the ego and the smell disappears. And the lotus of your inner character, that's called Shil, which is your true nature, starts giving out its fragrance. The fragrance that people around you will smell. People around you will be impacted. You will remain steady within yourself. And this fragrance will travel far and away, but it will not matter to you. You will become a lotus which has opened up, utilizing the same negative tendencies that you had, converting into a positive flow of energy, flow of love, karuna, compassion, and enjoy this universe for its joyful presence. So be the lotus, but do not hate the mud. Hating your negative tendency does not take you anywhere. Getting depressed about it cannot take you anywhere. Only the realization that these were your mistakes. So you correct them, you transcend them. Same energy you will utilize to coexist with this beautiful creation called the universe. Have a good day.